Today we'll be talking about how to prepare for a phone interview. The goal of today's lesson is to prepare for a phone interview for a job opportunity that you may have. You will learn pre-interview prep, common phone interview questions, and post-interview follow-up. This presentation is brought to you by MoveUp, which is a nonprofit that empowers underserved minority women by helping them find jobs, succeed in careers, and start small businesses. We're a nonprofit that helps women become financially independent, and you can learn more on moveuptoday.org. So the first thing you want to do is, after accepting the invitation for a phone interview, is number one, research the company. You want to look at what the company does on their company website, but also check out their Wikipedia page to see what other people say about the company. Next, you want to see what has happened to it recently. So has the company been in the news, and what's relevant about it right now? You can do that by checking the company's press release page on their website, or you can search the company on Google and go to the news tab. This will give you most recent news on the company. The next thing you want to do is do a LinkedIn search of the person you will be interviewing with. This way you can get a feel for their background and maybe what they would be interested in hearing about. In the phone interview, what they're trying to assess is if you are a good fit for the role, and also if you have basic communication skills required for the role. They're also looking at if you're excited about the position, and if you've done basic research on the company to know a little bit about it. So here are some typical phone interview questions, and we'll be going over them one by one to give examples of good and bad answers. So number one, tell us about your background. So in this situation, you want to try to tell a story about your background. So don't just stop at, I have a degree in economics or I'm hardworking and honest. You want to tell a story about those things. So I'm a professional with 5 years of experience in X, or my most recent experience was in Apple doing product marketing, but then also talk about what exactly you did. So you want to give examples and tell a story about your background and not just stop at one stagnant point. A pro tip is to practice by recording yourself on your phone and listening to it. This way you can check your uhs and ums and how much you stutter and pause. And make sure it's no longer than 2 minutes. The next question that may come up is, why should we hire you? So good examples of an answer for this one is you want to show proof points of when you were successful or good at your job. So don't just try to keep it short or say, I'm sincere and hardworking. Give examples of when you were sincere and hardworking. Or don't just say that I have a degree in the subject. Give examples of what you learned and how you excelled in it. So a good example of an answer is, I have over 5 years of experience in this industry where I got high distinction. Or I've been a great hardworking and team player on top of all of this. So these are good answers. Another question that may come up is, why are you leaving your current job? In this case, you want to sound very positive. So bad examples is anything that makes you look negative. So don't say, I don't like my manager or I don't get paid enough, because that makes you sound negative. Good examples are making everything positive. So even though my past job was great learning experience, I'm looking for the next growth opportunity. Or I'm looking for a job which has X, Y, and Z to offer, which it currently isn't at my current job. Or you could even say that I was really excited by your company and this job description, and this is exactly what I was looking for. These are all great answers and very positive. Another question that may come up if you have gap in your work experience is, why have you not worked for several years? In this case, you don't want to get too personal about too many personal details. Just make sure to keep it kind of general, but also give it a positive spin. So a good answer would be, I took some time off to focus on my family and personal life, but during this time I got trainings and was consistently learning. So you want to mention the things that you were doing during your time off that may not qualify as actual work, but you were continuing to learn and grow. You can also include your volunteer experience here. Another question that may come up is, what salary are you looking to make? Bad answers here are either not having a requirement or giving them an exact amount that you're looking for. And of course, do not mention your current salary unless they specifically ask. A good answer is giving a range between X and Y, and you do not need to give a specific amount. Another way you can answer is by saying that you would prefer to talk about your salary after the process is complete, if it's possible. And generally, ask for a salary that is 15 to 20% above your current role. A pro tip for MoveUp is you can always look up your company on Glassdoor.com, and they usually list salaries for roles at these specific companies. So be sure to check that out. Another question that may come up is, are there any questions for us? In this case, you want to show your interest, and don't just say no, or asking blunt questions like how much does this make. Make sure you show your interest about the company and ask about the experience of the person who you're interviewing with about their experience at the company, and what types of projects they worked on, and what are the greatest strengths and strengths of this company. And that might help you get a better sense of idea of what they're looking for. At the end of the phone interview, once it's complete, there are some follow-up things that you should do. You should write a thank you note and ask for feedback, and review any concepts that you didn't know in your interview. This will help you prepare for your next interview, either with this company or another company. So anything that you felt like you didn't answer well, make sure you review that. And start preparing for the next round of interviews that may be in person. Also, you want to make sure you take the time to write a thank you note. Send an email within 1 day of the interview and thank the interviewer for taking the time to talk to you. Again, take this time to mention your interest in the company and ask about any next steps. Some general tips about your phone interview is having the general structure in mind for each answer, so that you're prepped to answer every question. Also, practice recording yourself or practice with a friend. Make sure you do background on the company and the interviewer, and make sure you sound confident and energetic. This will help make you sound interested in the company. Also, bring in times that you got promoted or received special mentions, and have examples ready for when you were successful, so that anytime they ask a question, you can build it into your story. Thank you for watching the phone interview prep module. If you want to learn more about MoveUp, you can check us out on moveuptoday.org, and you can also find other training videos there. Thank you.